Ladies and gentlemen, evening and welcome to your favorite English program, The Panel, live from TVT Studios in Lome. Let's open this program with this roundup of national news, and it is with Abigail Genu.
Togolese agriculture is asserting itself more than ever as a strategic pillar of development. Led by ambitious reforms and targeted investments, the country is taking decisive steps toward food self-sufficiency. The results recorded in recent years translate the efficiency of the structured agricultural policies implemented by the government under the leadership of the President of the Council for Asazumnanya Sengbe. Between 2021 and 2023, livestock production has gone from 6.07 to 6.76 million tons, an average annual progression of 5.6% according to the BCEAO statistics. Cereals, in particular rice, also show a strong increase, more than 12.5% to reach 186,300 tons in 2023. 2 years on, the landscape has shifted considerably. To consolidate these gains, the President of the Council for Asazumnanya Sengbe launched the second phase of the National Agricultural Development Strategy with a specific objective to double production by 2030. This vision is part of a vast agricultural sector modernization program aimed at increasing productivity, improving the income of producers, and reducing the country's dependence on food imports. Concrete actions include developing lowlands and promoting irrigated farming, subsidizing fertilizers, and building over 660 storage houses. Distribution of more than 3,000 solar irrigation kits, and the creation of more than 238 planned agricultural development areas on a land area of about 35,000 hectares. All these actions translate the will of the President of the Council for Asazumnanya Sengbe to give Togo the means to sustainably achieve food self-sufficiency and to strengthen the food security of the population. It is 8 o'clock at the gates of Agbogboji Sanctuary. In this revered spiritual site, the devotees gather dressed in white, a symbol of purity and holiness. Next to them, the Alagas, recognizable by their attire made of hamlets and palms, add a touch of authenticity to the atmosphere. Guns, salutes echo, and the ancestors are invoked. The Agbogboji ritual ceremony is in full swing here in Noche, a cradle of the Ewe people. A real return to roots takes place in this temple where the tradition has been perpetuated since 1945. Here, the origins of a scattered people are revived between Ghana, formerly known as Gold Coast, Togo, and Benin, former Dahomey. Faithful to these rites, the Ewe people still consult the oracles before any celebration. Ngoche remains the spiritual umbilical cord linking the diversity of Ewe communities across the world. Each year, they converge on this sanctuary to honor the ancestors in a deeply symbolic act that strengthens Ewe unity. Through this ceremony, the Ewe people deliver a message, one of preservation of its roots, of its traditions, and of a rich and abundant culture. The spectacular performance of the Zangbito troupe from Benin provides living proof of this heritage. For the 61st consecutive time, the population of the Grand Bazaar relived their tradition, a festive reunion around the yam, a tuber that occupies a place of choice in the region's agricultural sector. It is a festival of yam in particular, but also of harvest in general. During these gatherings, sons and daughters of Grand Bazaar honor the hands of their ancestors and the gods of the fertile land for the harvest. Rituals are performed to seek permission to consume the new yam and other farm products. On this occasion, the Basa and Konkomba also choose a development-related theme for debate with the aim of finding appropriate solutions for their community's needs. At the heart of this yam festival lies a wish for fraternity and social cohesion among sons and daughters who share the same culture. This festive event allows the Basa and Konkomba peoples to immerse themselves in their rich and diverse folklore. Since the celebration is held in rotation, the 61st edition will culminate in the Basa prefecture.
Togo is a land rich in tradition and culture where festivals bring communities together, celebrate heritage, and pass down values from one generation to the next. Tonight, we take a closer look at some of our most cherished celebrations and explore how they continue to shape life in our modern Togo. Stay with us. To help us better understand the facts, we are joined by Mr. Kwam Paul Carl Ohin, an expert in Togolese culture and festival. Mr. Kwam, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Straight to the point, what is the definition, or what definition can we give to the traditional festival, and what characteristics do they share in common?
Thanks a lot for your question. We can say directly that traditional feast or traditional festival aims to celebrate three things: culture, traditions, and our own values. These three components, if you put them together, then you obtain what we call our cultural identity. Now, to enlighten the opinion of the viewers, please allow me to paraphrase a British proverb that says, dress and address, meaning the way you dress, it definitely shows where you are coming from. My humble person will rather say this: cultural identity and address, meaning that your cultural identity, it shows where you are coming from. You cannot talk about traditional festival and not going back to your roots. It sends you back to your roots, from where you are coming from.
Okay. And what ritual are central to the celebration of this festival or feast?
What happens is this: there is no common ritual. You find different ritual according to the festivals. You know, for instance, if you take Evala, what we see is only people doing wrestling, the wrestlers. But there are some rituals behind. Because for Evala, you have the Ahoza, where the transition, which is the transition from the childhood to the adolescence. And then you have the Evala, all right?
Yes.
From the adolescencehood to the adulthood.
Okay.
And with the ladies, you have Akpema. Okay? If you count down, if you come to the Bina district, to Pagoda, you have the Hua. Your Hua, you will see people dancing. But behind that, at the background, you have rituals that are performed. You have everything, even in Agbogboza, in the south. When you talk about Epe Ekpe, the meaning is the beginning of the new year, the beginning of the traditional new year. And in Ekpe we have 2 feasts. You have Ekpesoso, okay? And then we have also Bakatwe. Bakatwe, which has been transposed all the way from Elmina, because the Ajigos, they come from there, which has been transposed there. What we saw, what we used to see, what we think when they are talking about Ekpesoso, we only see the meal Yaka Oke that we share together.
Okay.
We think it's a feast. That there are some rituals that are performed behind. There is libation to divinities, to the deities. There are so many things, etc.
That means there are rituals, dancing, and the feast. All of these three things.
It's a kind of package, definitely.
Okay.
It's a kind of package. When you talk about a festival, it's also an opportunity, to the elders, to transmit some values to the younger generations.
Yes.
And equally, traditional festival, it refers to our ancestors.
Okay.
But this in two respects. First of all, in the history of all the traditional feasts, you will see that the ancestors have played a key role. Either Akboposan, either Aizan, and so on.
Okay.
And they celebrate it too on a yearly basis, every year. You could have noticed that it's celebrated every year. Why every year? Just to express their gratitude. The community intends to express their gratitude, to their ancestors for guiding them and protecting them through the year. That's the presence of our ancestors is within the framework of every traditional festival.
Yes. And sir, according to you, do you think that social media has assisted or hindered the way festivals are celebrated?
No. It can never prevent the traditional feast. The social media can never prevent the traditional feast to be what it's supposed to be. Yes. It rather gives a positive impact, on this traditional feast, because you have to communicate, prior to the event, during the event, upon the event, you have to communicate, on the festival,
Yes.
And it also gives some opportunity to some companies, to promote their products, to do business.
Yes.
So never ever, it can be an obstacle. Social media can be an obstacle for traditional festival. No way.
Now, talking about promotion of some companies' products, how do these events support local activities, artisans, or service provider?
Okay. It supports it, first of all, in terms of marketing.
Yes.
Last time, I was honored to be invited in Benin, just behind the border over here,
Yes.
to their festival, of the Ura. I was there. You could see all the big companies there who were attending the festival. They were participating actively in the festival. When you have a good network, when you have a good marketing network, you will sell your products. If you sell your products, what happens? You will increase your turnover. As a company, you will increase your turnover, and it enables you to communicate. Even for artisans too, because somewhere, what happens is this. We intend gradually, in my community, the Ajigo and Allied, we used to celebrate Bakatwe.
Okay.
But gradually, we intend to integrate the Kente Festival,
Okay.
where you see some waivers, they'll come and showcase what they are capable of doing. It also gives them opportunity, and it's also a job opportunity for the youth. So definitely, it helps people to promote their products if they are, of course, well organized. You have to be well organized to that effect.
Yes.
It's very important.
Yes. And talking about Kente Festival and those artisans that are working. That means there is a place of tradition and something that elders are showing to the young people. What can you say about this? Because there are something you must transmit to the young generation.
Definitely, the elders always transmit some values
Yes.
to the younger generation. And as far as you talked earlier about Kente, it's from generation to generation.
Yes.
You know, even though there are some little modifications in terms of raw material, now they are using silk and other materials. You know, it's transmitted from generation to generation, and there are different messages that are, that are conveyed during the production of Kente. Different messages. They try to convey different messages when they are producing the Kente.
Yes, and all those messages must be taught to the generation.
Prior to that, it has to be. It has to be.
And if you want to continue, what impact does participation of visitors have on the celebration or the feast?
Yeah, they bring in income.
Okay.
I like insisting on global, on gross domestic product, what we call in French PIB, because when the visitors attend this festival, when tourists attend a festival, it will increase the income of the country. So I think it's a good thing. It's definitely, a good thing. Yeah.
Yes. Is there any efforts by the government aiming to preserve them or the festival? And what are the way the government is processing to do it?
Oh yeah, sure. The Togolese government is highly involved in the promotion of our traditional feast or traditional festival. For instance, the president of the council himself, he attends these festivals. If he cannot make it, then he will send a representative of a high level.
Yeah.
I was recently in the north, in the Koza district, and I've noticed that again. He goes everywhere. At the last day, for instance, he was in Lhasa, he was in Asumtina, he was in Chare.
Yes.
The same morning he does it. And if he cannot make it somewhere, he sends his representative.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about Evala.
Yes.
In Kumea, he sent a high representative who is a son of the Koza district,
Okay.
Mr. Willy Brontelu,
Okay.
who represented him. And don't forget that in the framework of the 5th Constitution, the High Authority of Audiovisual and Communication, what we call HAC, is a major institution of the Fifth Republic.
Okay.
And it is the man who is chairing that institution who represented the president of the council
Okay.
in Kumea.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how, it's very dear
Yeah.
to the government, and they are doing best. Moreover, too, they are trying to integrate it in the academic programs gradually.
Yeah, just to help the student to know more about the festivals and how things are going.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And can a festival serve as a tool for inculcating moral or social values to the community?
Yeah. It has started already.
Yes.
Your question is a very relevant question,
Okay.
and I like that. During the festival, and the festival is associated to different terms.
Okay.
It can be AIDS, it can be abortion, it can also be the side effects of taking some hard drugs. And those who are organizing those events now, they know they must seize that opportunity to convey that kind of message. Yes. So gradually, people are heading, to that objective. Yes. People are heading to that objective gradually to communicate You know, if they have a message to convey, they pass through the festival
and because
communicate.
because many people will be at the position,
Many people will be there.
The message can pass very easily.
Very easily,
Yes.
especially now with the globalization.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that's what happens.
Yes. Let me come back a little bit back
Yeah.
to the government actions in the cultural and tradition sector. Now we are seeing that many festivals are coming out. We do not celebrate them by the past, and now they are coming. That proves the real work of the government. What do you have to say about that?
I think the government has to be congratulated for that, you know, because they are giving the opportunity, you know, for the communities to showcase what their cultural identity is. I've talked earlier about the cultural identity. You know, it's very important. So the government is doing its best. So they need to be congratulated. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Okay. Looking ahead, how do you see this festival evolving in the next 10, 20 years?
I think it will have a very bright future. Because in addition to the traditional oral that we have, in addition to it, we have the digital archives, you have the social media that will be playing also a great role, you know, in terms of communication. I think the future of traditional feast is going to be a very bright future.
Yes.
Undoubtful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming, Mr. Kwam, Carl, Paul, Ohin. And we are very glad for what you explained to us. Thank you very much.
The pleasure was mine.
Yes.
The pleasure was absolutely mine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. Our traditional festivals are more than just a colorful celebrations. They are a living expression of Togo's history, values, and community spirit. By honoring these traditions and encouraging younger generation to participate, we ensure that our cultural heritage continue to thrive. Thank you, Mr. Kwam, for sharing this knowledge with us, and thank you, viewers, for joining us for this special program. Until the next time, have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.